Hey, Dave and Ashley here with Marriage Today, and we're going to talk about a really big topic for a lot of couples, and that is disgruntled relationships or a lack of unity that we can have with our in-laws.
Yeah, and this is a huge topic. I mean, huge topic. I think that most couples at some point in the marriage, even if they have great relationships with their parents, will come to a place where just some boundaries are crossed or where there's just some unhealthy dynamics that are happening. Yeah. And when that happens, what do you do? And then what do you do when it's severe? It's one set of parents is just being hostile towards your spouse or trying to control in a manipulative way, or if one spouse has a primary loyalty to parents instead of to the marriage, what do you do with that?
You know, it's hard because we love our parents and we love our spouse and we want to be respectful to both. And sometimes, you know, you can find yourself in between there and you feel like you're in between a rock and a hard place. But I want to tell you that God calls us to, when we're married, He calls us to having our first loyalty be with our spouse instead of our parents. You know, when we're young, we're supposed to honor our parents by listening to them and following directions, but it looks different when we're adults and especially when we're married. You know, even if our parents have, you know, certain opinions about things, just because they tell us what to do or tell us how to treat our spouse or say something negative about our spouse, that doesn't mean that we have to treat our spouse in that way or follow their directions, because our first loyalty has to be with our spouse. And so if your parents are treating your husband or your wife in a negative manner and they're being hateful and they're saying mean things all the time, you have to be able to put your foot down. You have to go to them in a respectful manner and say, Mom and Dad, you cannot talk about my spouse this way. You know, I love my spouse, I'm married to him, I'm married to her, and I just need you to treat him with respect. And until you can treat my spouse with respect, then, you know, we really can't spend a lot of time around you because it's really having a negative impact on my spouse and on my marriage. And, you know, a lot of times your parents may not even realize that this is as serious as it is.
Right.
And so, you know, as long as we calmly approach them, I feel like that there can be a lot of progress in this area.
Yeah, where all relationships are preserved and even strengthened. But that boundaries is so important. There's a great book called Boundaries by Doctors John Townsend and Henry Cloud that we recommend. And we've also got some great articles, videos, and resources at marriagetoday.com that can help you with this issue and other issues. And we'll continue the conversation there. Thanks for watching.